like an accident happening in my mouth right now. Yeah.
Well, let's take you back to happier times.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're looking at roles, interviews, and other moments that turned us into Sebastian Stan stans.
Is that Bucky? It's a Winter Soldier.
Yeah, he's so cool.
Number 20, making us mad for the Hatter, Once Upon a Time. Many first took notice of Stan when he was cast as Bucky Barnes. For self-proclaimed oncers, the Mad Hatter is the role that made us first go crazy for Stan.
What's crazier than seeing and not believing? Because that's exactly what you've been doing since you got to our little hamlet. Open your eyes. Look around. Wake up.
This version of the Hatter isn't initially mad. Jefferson, as he's also called, uses his magic hat to venture between worlds. After being trapped in Wonderland and separated from his daughter, Jefferson becomes lost in a labyrinth of grief, desperation, and madness. Losing your head is one thing, but Stan makes us feel for Jefferson as he loses his heart.
It's hard enough to live in a land where you don't belong, but knowing it, holding conflicting realities in your head, will drive you mad.
With Stan's schedule getting busier, Jefferson inevitably became one of the numerous characters Once Upon a Time forgot about. At the very least, Stan was able to bring closure to the role, finishing the hat.
Papa! You found me, I knew you would.
Number 19. Owning the 80s bad guy archetype, Hot Tub Time Machine. A year before Captain America: The First Avenger, Stan starred in another period piece. Yes, 1986 counts as a period piece, and this movie authentically captures the spirit of the ski comedies that came out during that era.
Whoa, 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 whoa! Those are the kind of ski shenanigans I don't allow on my mountain.
Of course, it wouldn't be an 80s ski film without a preppy jerk. Enter Sebastian Stan's Blaine, a ski instructor swept up in Reagan-era Cold War hysteria.
You commies looking for this?
Yes.
Actually.
Yes, we are.
You think we could get that back?
No, you may not. But bad news for you, sport. I'm a patriot.
Although this could have been a thankless role, Blaine has his fair share of funny lines, with Stan elevating each of them. Stan knows that his character is a tool, having fun with what's usually a one-note stereotype. As much as we'd like to punch Blaine, we'd be lying if we said that Stan didn't make him entertaining to watch.
This is an Acorn 5 situation. If we stop counting, they're gonna blow us sky high.
Number 18. Drawing Bucky Barnes, Jimmy Kimmel Live.
Well, what I'd like to do now, we've done this the past couple of nights, and we've had mixed results, but I've got a bunch of pads, and I've got some pens.
With the release of Avengers: Infinity War, Jimmy Kimmel challenged the cast to draw their characters. The results were mixed, with some being pretty legit and others looking like what an average teenager doodles in their school notebooks.
A solid attempt.
Took it very serious, but didn't mean it was going to be a good picture.
Stan's self-portrait stood out as one of the most unique. Rather than go for realism, Stan took an exaggerated approach, giving Bucky bulbous eyes and untamable hair. We especially love how he strived to capture the Winter Soldier's cybernetic arm, yet merely drew a stick figure for the other arm. Is it just us, or does Stan's sketch almost look like a Scott Pilgrim character?
See, they're about to roll the camera. Not like a bowling ball, the camera doesn't roll at all. You'll learn a lot on a movie set.
Acting may be his calling, but if Stan ever pursues a career as a cartoonist, we'd love for him to draw us. Number 17. Playing musical beers, The Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon. The Avengers were divided in Civil War, although the real battle was on The Tonight Show, where cast members competed against each other in a game of musical beers.
I know how competitive you are.
Well, get ready.
Just get ready.
All right, we'll do it.
While he might have been goofing around, nobody looked like they wanted to win more than Stan. This is reflected in his performance, intensely hovering over those red cups as if they were infinity stones, and not holding back any obscenities. The game eventually boils down to Stan and Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, God.
Y'all ready for this?
Oh, no. We already made out.
I feel like we already made out. Yeah, this is pointless at this point.
It's a close call, but the host ultimately comes out on top. You win this round, Fallon, but you wouldn't want to go up against the Winter Soldier in any other drinking game. The guy can hold his liquor thanks to that super soldier serum.
Wow, you really can drink.
Yeah, well.
Number 16. Remembering his most famous lines. Variety. Looking through Stan's filmography, you might find yourself saying, oh yeah, he was in that. Stan himself had a similar reaction when Variety tested his knowledge of his most famous lines.
I look at all those cars and I go, was I even in that many projects? I guess I'm pretty old now.
While Stan was familiar with much of his MCU dialogue, some lines threw him for a loop.
Endgame. We've said it a few times, but yeah, Endgame. Oh, right. This was Endgame. This was the scene when it's sort of goodbye, which was also a scene I learned that we were shooting that day.
Even if he didn't remember every line, Stan had fond memories of each project. From working with Margot Robbie on I, Tonya, to being nervous about meeting Nicole Kidman while making Destroyer, to noticing Ridley Scott's filmmaking genius on the set of The Martian. Oh yeah, he was in that. As far as Stan has come since the beginning of his acting career, there are still plenty of people who know him best as Carter Bazin from Gossip Girl.
Once in a while, I'm still in a coffee shop somewhere waiting in line trying to get like an iced Americano, and I'll just hear Carter Bazin behind me, and I'll just have to slowly turn around, usually amazed that people still remember that character.
Number 15. Participating in an actor's roundtable interview. The Hollywood Reporter.
He does require a closer look and not writing it off just as a way of distancing ourselves, but really going in there and seeing who is this person?
Stan was in talks to participate in Variety's annual Actors on Actors interviews, with his portrayal of Donald Trump generating awards buzz. This reportedly fell through because the other actors' representatives were hesitant about their clients discussing the controversial politician. The Hollywood Reporter found a spot for Stan in their Actors Roundtable, however. Joined by Adrian Brody, Coleman Domingo, and a few other A-listers, Stan was given a platform to discuss The Apprentice and A Different Man.
You want to be doing meaningful work, right? You feel like, especially as you get older, you know, you want to be a part of something that stands the test of time.
Concerning the Trump biopic, Stan delved into what drew him to the part, the panic attacks it brought on, and the weight gain it entailed. For all the press the role has garnered, Stan was surprised he's still better recognized for a different project.
Cannibalism of it all. Really? Somehow people still come up with, and women also with the cannibal thing, and I just don't understand it.
Speaking of which, Number 14. Showing how deliciously evil he can be. Fresh. Anyone who's met Sebastian Stan will likely tell you that he's a genuinely nice guy, so it's always fun when he gets to play a truly reprehensible human being. No character in his filmography is more diabolical than Steve. Or should we say Brendan?
But you go by Steve, right?
No, just Brendan. Who are you?
His name isn't the only thing Brendan lied about. Luring Daisy Edgar Jones's Noah to his prison, Brendan plans to sell her body parts to wealthy cannibals and maybe have a nibble himself. It sounds like something out of an exploitation picture, but the film has a refreshing satirical edge.
You gotta show me.
No, it's just,
You saved the breast till last.
Edgar Jones and Stan both understand the assignment, as the latter balances charisma with pure evil underneath. Funny yet intimidating, Stan's performance is never overcooked or undercooked. It's just right.
So, I cooked us something. If you're open to trying it.
Number 13. His friendship with Adam Pearson. In A Different Man, Stan's character forms a rivalry with Adam Pearson's Oswald. Behind the scenes, though, the two became fast friends, which is evident in their chummy interviews.
If you're going to do something, you've got to do it well, and that was like really important from day one to kind of hop on a Zoom, be really emotional, honest to the point of being visceral, to help sort of like equip each other to be able to do this and to get the best performances we could.
The film sees Stan portray a man with neurofibromatosis who changes his face. Pearson has neurofibromatosis in real life, and while this factors into this performance, it isn't what solely defines Owen.
Oswald has photographic memory.
I'm sure I have photographic memory technically, but will that come in handy in this situation?
Well, you already know your lines.
I'm not really sure, but can I act? That is the question.
You can. He can. You've seen it. We've all seen it. Oswald's a natural. If it's right, it's right.
Like his character, Pearson is charming, humble, and incredibly social. He's used his platform to fight against stigmas, with Stan helping to spread his message. When a reporter used an insensitive term to describe Pearson's condition, Stan was quick to correct him.
And I have to call you out a little bit on the choice of words there, because I think part of the why the film is important is because we often don't have maybe even the right vocabulary.
Pearson has also been supportive of Stan, congratulating his main man following that year's Oscar nominations. Number 12. Winning a Golden Globe, A Different Man. Stan was unrecognizable in A Different Man, and not just because of the makeup. His performance ranged from outrageous to tragic as a man torn between his old life and new life, unable to find satisfaction in either.
You know how we idealize people when we're in love?
So I'm the idolized version of Oswald?
No, not me. It's Edward.
Why can't it just be him? Why does you have to idolize him so he's somebody he isn't?
Well, frankly, Guy, to keep you in the play.
His layered performance would win a Golden Globe for Best Actor in a Motion Picture, Musical, or Comedy. Stan again spoke about the importance of championing people with disabilities and disfigurements, allowing them to tell their stories.
These are tough subject matters, but these films are real and they're necessary, and we can't be afraid and look away.
His speech was heartfelt, timely, and personal, thanking his mother and stepfather for giving him the best life possible. What transpired backstage was equally memorable as Anthony Mackie hijacked his Entertainment Tonight interview. It wasn't the first time something like this happened, and we doubt it will be the last. We certainly hope not.
What you feeling right now, bro? What you feeling? I know you gotta be ecstatic.
My dream and my nightmare all in one.
Yo, well, wake up, baby, because we are in paradise.
Number 11. Becoming an Oscar nominee, The Apprentice. Sebastian Stan gave 2 award-worthy performances in 2024.
Everybody's lining up to kiss your ring now, kiddo. You've arrived.
The Academy ultimately favored his work in The Apprentice, delivering an uncanny portrayal of a young Donald Trump. While Trump impressions are a dime a dozen these days, Stan's performance takes us back to a time when the future president had a less brash voice, spoke more eloquently, and was just developing the art of the deal.
You don't know me at all, but you will. You'll never forget me after this, because I won't forget what you just did.
Although this is a more naive, inexperienced Trump, we immediately see his ambition and thirst for power that'll only become more unquenchable as he takes everything he wants. We wouldn't call his portrayal sympathetic, but Stan turns in the most nuanced interpretation of Trump possible, getting to the root of what made him the man we know now.
What is truth, Tony? What is truth? You know what's truth? What you say is truth, what I say is truth, what he says is truth. What is the truth in life? Deny everything, admit nothing. You know what's true? What I say is true.
Number 10. Perfecting the Winter Soldier's signature move. Captain America, the Winter Soldier. The Winter Soldier's signature knife flip is a memorable flourish that left viewers seriously impressed. While Stan makes the move look effortless, it apparently took weeks to practice to get it just right. The actor shared that he'd take pretty much any opportunity to brandish a plastic knife in the lead-up to filming that iconic fight scene.
My friends were making fun of me. I was just kind of like walking around the house for a while, just sort of flipping this plastic knife. I mean, I was like driving in intersections and just flipping it in the car.
5, 6, 7. Oh, yes!
It really shows his dedication to the role, especially as it was actually performed by a stunt double in the movie.
This was actually the first thing we shot in the street, was me fighting Chris. So it was bananas. Like the first time I'm ever in costume, and it's like, yeah, you're gonna do the knife flip. Okay. Don't drop the knife. Okay.
Did you drop the knife ever?
Still, watching him in rehearsals is thrilling. He's got the choreography down to a T, and the knife toss is just as exciting no matter how many times we see it.
It's all kind of a choreography, so it's sort of like a dance that you share with somebody, and there's so many little technicalities about spacing.
Number 9. Getting his flirt on with Sharon Stone, The Late Late Show with James Corden. While visiting The Late Late Show, Stan met his teenage crush, Sharon Stone, and took the opportunity to shoot his shot.
Probably about 15 years. But, you know, I feel like I've seen you all my life. And here you are in person, and you look so great.
You're a joke! You're ridiculous! You're fully going for it! You're actually going for it!
We love his assuredness as he flirts with the actress, seemingly forgetting that James Corden, Zach Woods, or the audience are even there. But that's just fine, we're happy to watch him, and clearly the actor's got game. He obviously wasn't expecting her response, but his reaction's just as endearing and hilarious.
How would one ask Sharon Stone on a date in Romanian?
Kind of like this, ce faci.
Would you bite me in the neck?
Oh my God.
What just
You can tell how excited he is to be beside her, and he can't resist making his feelings known at any opening.
I can't believe it must be so bizarre for the people who come to give you a massage.
This is what they get.
Yeah.
Is you.
Tell
It's amazing.
It's entertaining and charming, and all we can say is Stone's one lucky lady.
Thank you for this tonight. It's so kind.
Number 8. Cooking Greek food. Pam and Tommy.
1, 2, 3.
Tommy Lee is no angel in the biographical miniseries, but one of the character's standout moments is when he channels his frustration into something appetizing. He's angry after the Motley Crue-centered Behind the Music episode implies that the group's recent album bombed. So when Pam comes home, she's greeted by Tommy and a full-on Greek feast.
This is domates. Stuffed grape leaves. One.
Oh my God.
Spanakopita!
He serves up the dishes with such enthusiasm, and it's precisely how we all want our meals presented from now on.
An eggplant dip and the crown jewel.
Careful, baby.
The moussaka.
What is it?
I ain't even gonna say, but that shit's straight up praise.
It also portrays a distinct chemistry between the pair as they work through a plethora of emotions together.
I love you.
I love you more.
Not possible.
This scene left us drooling, and not just because the food looks delicious. Number 7. Discovering his spice tolerance. Hot Ones.
Ah, there it is. You knew it was coming. It
I was waiting.
like a
I was
subtle,
reading. Yeah.
Yeah, just a subtle time bomb. Just ticking away.
When Sebastian Stan embarked on the Hot Ones challenge, he didn't really seem to know what he was getting himself into. Regardless, he puts on an impressive show, fighting back tears and choking out answers while coming to terms with his spice threshold.
It's because we don't often speak in life and we communicate things even when we don't say anything, and sort of just that in itself might be more challenging sometimes. Oh, this phoenix. It's definitely crawling up my back.
We learn a lot about the actor, ranging from his various jobs and desire to host a food show with Anthony Mackie, to his interest in the West Side Highway and astronomy.
Do I talk about all these things publicly? Why?
Even though he's clearly in a lot of pain, he perseveres and is as charming as always.
Yeah. I love milk.
It's one of his best interviews, but we have no doubt he was happy when it was over.
Viva la vida loca.
Number 6. What does the moo cow say? 100 monologues.
I'm gonna come back as a baby lion and spend my next life just bopping around, doing that mountain lion thing.
In 2014, the Theater Communications Group published Eric Bogosian's acclaimed collection of monologues, while Bogosian himself began posting video performances of them, one per week until all 100 were online. Stan's contribution, Highway, where he plays an unsuccessful hitchhiker, is particularly memorable. While waiting for a ride, he talks about his life and the events that led to this moment. It's quite a thoughtful piece about living life to the fullest, even if you have to stray off the beaten path alone. However, one highlight sees the actor break from his more serious and subdued tone to explain what sound the moo cow makes.
Like when you're in kindergarten, you're coloring in your coloring book, what does the doggy say? Bow wow. What does the kitty say? Meow meow. What does the moo cow say? Ah!
Nevertheless, the performance highlights his wide-reaching talents and proves he deserves more leading roles.
And I got one ticket, and I gotta make the ride count, you know? And as far as I figure, you can either take the service road or the scenic route, and man.
Number 5. Roasting Tom Holland with Anthony Mackie.
Guys, look, I'd love to keep this up, but I've only got one job here today, and I gotta impress Mr. Stark, so I'm really sorry. What?
You couldn't have done that earlier?
I hate you.
The ever-growing MCU cast has treated us to plenty of unforgettable pop culture moments. It also gifted us this iconic bromance and the relentless good-natured ribbing of Tom Holland.
I was the first person to fight Spider-Man in the MCU, Tom Holland. I mean, that's figures, right? I guess we helped him out.
We're not sure whether it's his youthfulness, Britishness, or that he once played Billy Elliot, but the Falcon and the Winter Soldier really have it in for Spider-Man.
He has 2 assistants now. It's so much. It's get out of here, man. It's so much.
Silent whisperer, yeah.
Yes, God. I'm like Billy Elliot. Get out of here.
Ultimately, they're just concerned that Holland's success will go to his head, and that he'll get a bit too big for his web. It'd be hard to come by an interview where they don't roast the young Brit, yet it's always entertaining.
So you don't want to be in the Spider-Man movie?
I have no desire to hang out with Tom.
Clearly just realized that he's not.
But don't worry, Holland knows how to dish it back just as well.
I need to watch this movie.
You haven't seen Spider-Man Homecoming? I haven't seen the Falcon. Oh no, there isn't one. Sorry.
Number 4, opening up about his heritage, IndieWire.
Romania's never been nominated, at the Oscars. I mean, there's been it's kind of crazy to me because obviously there's been so much talent coming out of Romania in the last, I would say even 20 years.
Sebastian was just 8 years old when he and his mom left Romania following the revolution and fall of communism. In light of the Oscar-nominated documentary Collective, Stan and filmmaker Alexander Nanau shared their experiences and memories of leaving their birth country and settling somewhere foreign.
For a few years, until I was about 16, 17, I felt like, I felt like a lot of shame. I felt a lot of fear to say I'm Romanian.
The actor divulged that he developed a complex relationship with his native Romania, and it took him years to finally embrace his heritage. He also shared how his past shaped his career and influenced his determination to tell the right stories.
Essentially not to just, learn by osmosis about yourself as you're working on something, but also that you're telling the right stories, that the right stories have, that you're helping tell the right stories.
It's intriguing to hear him shed light on a lesser understood part of the immigrant experience. He now hopes to learn more about his former homeland. Number 3, entertaining us from quarantine.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
Nothing said 2020 more than this video of Sebastian Stan going through all the stages of quarantine in about 90 seconds.
I was taking my clothes off and in my hallway and running them to the washing machine and then washing every little thing in the sink.
It starts with him standing around unsure of what to do, before cutting to him washing his hands and cleaning the house pretty thoroughly. Like many of us did, he goes through several time-wasting activities, such as trying to catch food in his mouth and reading an apparently hysterical book. But once he pops the cork, the party really gets started.
Hungry eyes will look at you and I can't describe the guy right back where we started for.
He jams out to hit after hit, showcasing some impressive vocal range.
I wanna know what love is. Hello, is it me you're looking for?
Eventually, though, he seemingly exhausted all forms of quarantainment, except for flicking a light switch on and off. Number 2, Anthony Mackie takes over his interview, Entertainment Tonight.
My God, do you remember her? Sebastian Stan. Man, you're looking good.
I'm here for Forrest Gump.
During a chat with Entertainment Tonight, Sebastian Stan's interview gets commandeered by his Captain America co-star.
You ever see a guy this handsome walk in the streets, he's gonna get arrested because he's killing all the ladies. Look at that. Pow, 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 pow.
Mackie's the ultimate hype man, singing his friends' praises before grabbing the mic and taking charge. This moment gives us a glimpse into their friendship that we can only imagine is even more fun behind the scenes.
I'm not a player, I just shower a lot, you know what I mean? So what are you wearing tonight? I mean, that's a little black on blue on gray on black. I like that.
Prada. I'm in the
Wow,
Prada.
you
What
like
are
a Lada Parada? That's not me, that's Jay-Z.
Watching the pair vibe and bring out the best in each other is really enjoyable, and it's obvious that their friendship is genuine. We're not sure any seasoned interviewer could have scored anything quite as entertaining.
I know, and I said that's because I've been going after your workout, which is legs only.
Legs only, legs only.
And when in doubt, gotta get those thighs of betrayal.
Hey, not trying to brag, but the thighs are the way to heaven, you know what I mean?
You just know that it's bound to be a barrel of laughs anytime they're on set together. Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Chemistry with Anthony Mackie, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
The big three.
What big three?
Androids, aliens, and wizards.
That's not a thing.
That's definitely a thing.
No, it's not.
Every time we fight one of the three.
So who are you fighting now, Gandalf?
How do you know about Gandalf?
I read The Hobbit in 1937 when it first came out.
A lot of choreography and precise planning go into creating these Marvel epics. However, that doesn't mean there's no room for improv. According to The Falcon and the Winter Soldier director Kari Skogland, Stan and Mackie's phenomenal chemistry inspired their miniseries. Together, they're so on fire that she knew she could just let the cameras roll and they'd take care of the rest.
So what's our plan? Great. So no plan.
This is best exhibited during the therapy scene from episode 2.
You happy now?
All right.
Yeah.
Good.
We're locked
That's
in
fine.
now.
It's a little close.
It's very close. That's what you wanted, right?
Guys.
Indeed, we can never get enough of what's arguably one of Marvel's most dynamic duos. These actors bring out the best in each other, and their partnership's nothing short of iconic. More Bucky and Sam on our screens, please.
You call me when you have a lead and I'll be there. Not necessarily as a team.
Nope.
We're not that good.
Definitely not.
We're professionals.
Definitely.
And we're partners.
Co-workers.
What's your favorite sea bass moment? Let us know in the comments.
Sometimes I think about those days, not that I would go back and redo them, because I think they went well, but there was something simpler about those days.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.